These 5 zodiac signs that don't live long. Some zodiac signs seem to be born at high speed. They live brightly, violently, at the limit of their strength, but often burn out before others. Their internal energy does not tolerate slowness, the body wears out faster, and fate tests them more often. These 5 signs carry tension that affects not only character, but also life expectancy. This is not a frightening forecast, but important knowledge. Understanding your nature can help change the path. Slow down, reconsider habits and turn on the instinct of self-preservation in time. Today we will reveal which zodiac signs are more likely to face the risk of shortening their earthly path, not because of fate, but because of the peculiarities of their astral code. Stay until the end to see if your sign is on this list. Subscribe to the channel if you want to know the truth about yourself and your loved ones without embellishment, but with a deep esoteric meaning. And write in the comments whether you agree with the description. Such revelations raise questions, but they are the ones that lead to awakening. We begin to reveal 5 signs whose lives are full of risks, but also a powerful potential to change everything. The first sign is Gemini. Geminis live fast, brightly and at maximum speed. This is the reason why their life path is often shorter than others. This sign does not know how to slow down. It is constantly on the move, in business, in conversations, in ideas. Their nervous system works at the limit, without knowing rest. Constant stress, a chaotic rhythm of life, abrupt changes in plans and mood, all this wears out the body faster than those who live measuredly. Gemini is an air sign, and they seem not to touch the ground. They do not like restrictions, do not listen to the body, ignore symptoms, do not go to doctors. They are afraid to miss the moment, afraid of stopping, afraid of silence. They do not know how to rest in time. Their metabolism is often disrupted precisely because of constant overexertion. They can go weeks without getting enough sleep, forget to eat or, on the contrary, break into chaotic eating, which only increases the load on the heart and blood vessels. Geminis are also emotionally overloaded. They let in a huge amount of information and experiences. Their head is rarely empty. This constant mental stress leads to headaches, pressure surges, panic attacks. It is difficult for them to switch off. Even in sleep, their brain continues to work, which leads to chronic lack of sleep and fatigue. The main danger for Geminis is underestimating their own weaknesses. They laugh at fatigue, make fun of symptoms, and very often begin treatment too late. Their inner voice is drowned out by the noise of the outside world. They do not hear their body, because they are too carried away by another idea, project or new interesting person. Another feature is sudden burnout. Geminis can hold on for a long time, be active, inspired, but at one moment they break off. They have no balance between work and rest. They are either in the everything at once mode, or in a complete energy collapse. Such behavior undermines immunity, leads to chronic diseases and has an early impact on health. In order to prolong their lives, it is important for Geminis to learn discipline in self-care. A clear daily routine, sleep control, balanced nutrition and regular checkups are not just advice, they are survival conditions. They need mental peace, silence, meditation, disconnection from information noise. But the hardest thing is to admit that they are not omnipotent. To admit that speed kills. And if you do not slow down, you may not have time to live everything that you planned. The second sign is Libra. Libras are outwardly calm and balanced, but inside they often rage contradictions and doubts that literally burn them out from the inside. This sign is used to keeping a straight face, hiding anxiety, smoothing out conflicts, but all this happens at the cost of internal tension. Libras rarely openly talk about their fears, they experience them silently, continuing to smile. And this is what causes many psychosomatic diseases, which ultimately shorten their lives. The main risk is a constant emotional compromise. Libras rarely make a choice in their favor. They tolerate inconveniences for too long, just to avoid offending anyone. This manifests itself in everything. from an incorrect sleep schedule to refusing medical care for the sake of others' peace of mind. Libras can tolerate pain, fatigue, stress, but their body is not made of iron. And everything that is not spoken, not cried out, not worked through, turns into illness. Their weak point is the heart and blood vessels. This is where all the unexpressed stress goes. Experiences about relationships, guilt, fears of loneliness and rejection, all this accumulates, disrupts the heart rhythm, causes pressure surges and problems with blood circulation. Libras often begin to age earlier than others, losing vital energy precisely because of internal burnout. Libras tend to be dependent on approval. They rarely do anything for their own health unless they see aesthetics or benefit for others. Therefore, they can neglect regular checkups, avoid treatment until someone forces them to. This is a dangerous trait, because diseases develop covertly, and often diagnostics come too late. They are also prone to mood swings and hormonal imbalances, especially in women. Due to their sensitivity to the external environment, Libras often suffer from climate change, stress, even from the energy of the environment. This is exhausting, makes them vulnerable to chronic fatigue, anemia and weakened immunity. To live longer, Libras need to learn to say no, put their interests above the convenience of others. Learn to let people go, stop pleasing, stop being afraid of being inconvenient. It is vital for them to take care of their body and psyche, because their main threat is indifference to their own health. While they are trying to be convenient, their life is shortened. The third sign of Pisces. Pisces live in their own world, deep, emotional, full of feelings and dreams. But it is this inner reality that often becomes the cause of their vulnerability and shortens their life expectancy. Pisces tend to accumulate everything inside themselves: pain, fear, resentment, anxiety. They do not know how to release negativity, they process it inside. And this is destructive. Their psyche is subtle, sensitive, it passes through itself everything that others do not even notice. One of the main dangers for Pisces is constant emotional burnout. They easily get involved in other people's problems, worry about others more than about themselves. Their heart works not on a physical level, but on an energetic one. They seem to be nourished by other people's suffering. This is exhausting. The body loses strength, immunity decreases, chronic ailments appear, which accumulate in the body for years without treatment. Pisces are prone to psychosomatics. They don't need viruses. A strong experience is enough to develop gastritis, a drop in blood pressure, breathing or sleep problems. They often live in a state of internal anxiety, without even noticing it. And constant anxiety is a hormonal imbalance, metabolic disorder, problems with the cardiovascular system. Pisces also have a dangerous habit of ignoring reality. They often postpone a visit to the doctor, do not undergo examinations, hoping that it will go away on its own. Their passivity in matters of their own health leads to the fact that the disease is detected at a late stage. Particularly vulnerable are organs associated with fluids in the body: kidneys, lymph, blood vessels, heart. Many Pisces live with chronic fatigue, sleep disorders, absent-mindedness, forgetfulness. These are not just character traits, they are signs of exhaustion of the body. And exhaustion accumulates over the years. And when a critical point comes, it seems that everything happens suddenly. But in fact, this is the result of many years of internal tension, to which Pisces did not pay attention. If Pisces want to live longer, they need to learn to be selfish in a good way. Learn to fence themselves off from other people's pain, set boundaries, rest not only with their bodies but also with their brains. Silence, water, meditation, and psychotherapy are good for them. They cannot tolerate, they need to learn to let go. Their body is very sensitive, and if it signals, it is for a reason. Ignoring signals means bringing the end closer, and learning to live in reality and take care of yourself is a chance to extend life for decades. The fourth sign is Taurus. Taurus is a sign associated with the body, with matter, with stability. But it is precisely because of this stability that Taurus often becomes hostage to their habits. They live measuredly, often in comfort, but ignore changes, even if they are necessary. Taurus rarely goes to the doctor. They do not like examinations, do not like changing their regime, do not like to hear that they need to give up their favorite food or adjust their lifestyle. This inertia is the main enemy of their longevity. Taurus men and women tend to overeat, especially in times of stress. They find solace in food, rest, and peace. They can live for years in the "everything is fine" mode. Even when their weight increases, their blood pressure fluctuates, and they become short of breath. It is difficult for them to admit that something needs to be changed. And when they do seek medical help, the situation is already neglected. Taurus's cardiovascular system, pancreas, joints, and metabolism are especially vulnerable. Many suffer from diabetes, hypertension, and cholesterol problems. These are the consequences of many years of ignoring the body's signals. Taurus endures to the last, preferring not to notice the symptoms, and then wondering why the disease turned out to be so serious. In addition, Taurus is afraid of change. Even if something is destroying their health, unhealthy foods, physical inactivity, chronic stress, they continue to cling to the familiar. Their inner motto is, "I live like this, and it's fine for me." But fine does not always mean safe. This is a sign that needs clear medical boundaries and a systematic approach. But most often they do not take doctors' recommendations seriously. Taurus is also prone to emotional tension. They do not like conflicts, but harbor grievances. They do not know how to let off steam, but accumulate inside. This leads to tension in the body, problems with the hormonal system, inflammation. Their body lacks dynamics, renewal, emotional release. To prolong life, Taurus needs to learn to listen to the body, change habits, and not be afraid of regular examinations. It is important for them not only to rest, but also to move, not only to enjoy food, but also to understand its influence. The main thing is not to ignore the signals, because Taurus can be incredibly strong if he lives consciously, but if he lets everything slide, he risks not living to old age. The fifth sign is Leo. Leo lives in a big way. He does not know how to be half-hearted, only at full strength, at the limit, with maximum dedication. He craves recognition, leadership, moves forward with burning eyes, sparing neither himself nor his strength. And this is the reason for his vulnerability. Leo too often ignores his own limits. He does not give himself the right to weakness, does not allow himself to rest, does not recognize fatigue. His body pays a high price for this. The main risk zone for Leos is the heart. And this is not an image, but a physiological reality. Leo is a heart sign, and all his emotions, experiences, stress are concentrated there. Blood pressure, arrhythmia, heart attacks, strokes are some of the most common threats for representatives of this sign. Especially for those who live in constant tension, unable to relieve internal heat. Leo is often afraid to seem vulnerable. He will pretend to the last that everything is fine, even if the body is already screaming for help. This is a sign that tends to tolerate pain, ignore symptoms, just to avoid looking weak. This means that he may seek medical help too late, when prevention no longer works. Pride prevents him from taking care of himself. In addition, Leo is a sign that burns emotionally. He is capable of anger, impulsive reactions, internal heat, which is reflected in blood pressure, blood vessels, and liver. His energy is strong, but often not balanced by peace. And if Leo does not learn to recover, his resource runs out faster than other signs. Leos also have a tendency to overeat, especially during periods of stress or emotional tension. They can compensate for internal anxiety with tasty food, alcohol, entertainment, forgetting about balance. This leads to stress on the heart, liver, and gastrointestinal tract. Leo men are especially vulnerable, who often neglect diet, sleep, and physical activity. Leos rarely listen to advice. They prefer to go their own way until they face the consequences. But it is this character that makes them vulnerable: refusal of prevention, of rest, of regular body care. Deep down, Leo believes that he can withstand everything, that his heart can handle it, that illness will not take him. But illness does not ask permission. To live longer, Leo needs to learn to stop, learn to listen to his body, and not just the inner voice of ambition. Learn to let go of situations, people, control. The ability to rest, sleep, relax. For Leo, this is not a weakness, but salvation. And most importantly, do not be afraid to ask for help. Do not be ashamed to be vulnerable. After all, even the strongest lion sometimes just needs to lie down in the shade and catch his breath. And then he will be able to live long, proudly and wisely.